We got Marion Reneau back here on the program. Who's going to be taking on Yana Kunitskaya at UFC on ESPN4 on March 9th. Marion, how are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. I got to sleep in this morning. Today's my day off in more than one way, so I was pretty excited.
Excellent. What does the day off look like for you? I think we talked about this last time, but I want an update. I'm sure it's evolved over the last since the last time we talked.
Lots of naps, lots of water, obviously, and then I do some active recovery stretches, and I go get a light massage, and I just kind of pamper myself to recover a little bit, and that's pretty much it.
That's good. Yeah, you need that recovery time for sure. It's been a bit since we saw you fight last. July was the last time we saw you compete. And then I know you were supposed to have this fight in January. They moved that to March. What have you been up to since the last time we saw you? I know you got the day job, but anything interesting, training anywhere interesting at all?
Yes, something did interesting happen. In fact, last year of October, I went ahead and opened up my own academy, my academy. And so we're going 4 months now, going very strong with the academy. I love it because it doubles over as my workout facility. First and foremost, that was our primary objective, was to make it a workout facility for myself. And then, in order to pay the lights, open up some classes. Those classes are now packed. In fact, there's a couple of them where I was like, okay, I'm sorry, we can't fit you guys anymore, and we're not making any more classes. So it's a good problem to have, and I appreciate all the support the community has given us. So I've been pretty busy, with the academy, teaching here and there. But I'm not the only person who teaches. I do have other people in the community who help me out. So it's been amazing.
That's awesome. And of course, something you can do after your fighting career is over as well. I know you have the day job teaching, but it's just another avenue, which is awesome. Now, do you find the reception has been better because of the fact you're in the UFC? You can kind of have that as a selling point where it's like, I have my own gym, but I'm also a UFC fighter.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things that stuck with me when Bisbee was speaking one time. He said, what are you going to do after the UFC? Sure, I have my teaching job, but I really love I spent, 12, 13 years in MMA. Why am I not going to do something that I spent, half of my career being a part of? So I was like, we need to do something. We need to move forward with it. So it has helped. Also, being a fighter in general within this community, I've gotten to market myself out to a lot of people in the Valley. So that has helped as well.
Your last fight against Kat Zingano, I know, didn't go your way at UFC Fight Night 133, but you've had a lot of time, I'm sure, to digest that fight. What did you learn the most from that matchup?
I learned a lot about myself on the ground. Sure, I'm confident on the ground, but there are some areas on the ground that I probably should have been working on that I didn't anticipate. So that, along with, some mistakes that I made, huge, huge mistakes, that we've rectified and corrected.
Okay, fair enough. One of your good friends, Chris Cyborg, also came off a loss in her last fight. Have you spoken to Chris since then at all? Because I know you guys are pretty close.
No, I haven't spoken with her. I sent her a text, let her know that she's loved. She's still my champ. No matter what, I mean, what she's been doing and what she's been able to do in the MMA community is phenomenal. It's unlike any other. So, I give her props there.
Let's talk about your opponent, Yana Kunitskaya, 11-4 record, training out of Extreme Couture now. How do you feel like you match up against her?
I think it's going to be a great matchup, but obviously I say that against every opponent. I'm excited. It was supposed to happen in January, so I'm kind of anxious to get this fight moving. It feels like one long camp. It's been drawn out. I had to slow down a little bit just because at one point we were peaking, and then they told us, hey, you're not going to fight till March. And I'm like, holy crap, that's 12 more weeks away. So I had to really slow down, and that's the hardest thing, honestly, for me to do, is to back off of my training once I get that momentum going.
Right. Yeah. How have you sort of slowed things down? Is it just less time in the gym, or is it the intensity? How have you gone about sort of making sure you don't overtrain for a fight like this?
I had to slow down a little bit of the intensity for the weeks that we were in. It became now a 12-week camp, so I was like, wow. And I was literally probably 5 weeks out from the fight when we found out about it. So I was like, oh my God, we have another 12 weeks. I really have to slow down the intensity so that I don't hurt myself. I have to start carb loading again. I didn't want to lose weight too fast too soon. So there's a whole bunch of things as far as my nutrition, my recovery, and the intensity that I had to change.
Who have been some of your training partners for this camp?
I've had amazing training partners. I've been able to bring in some of them who have been the normal training partners, but I've added a few more sparring partners and jiu-jitsu practitioners. One in particular, she's just a phenomenal jiu-jitsu practitioner. She's a brown belt, but man, she's very elusive, and I feel that that's what Yana is going to bring to the table. She's going to be elusive on the ground. So I'm not naive to think that, she doesn't have any groundwork. I know she does. I know 100% know she does. So I've been working with a phenomenal athlete. Her name is Vanessa. And then I've brought in, different people for my stand-up as far as the cardio or the kickboxing goes. So we're kind of prepared in that aspect.
Excellent. Who's this Vanessa person you're talking about? Anyone we can look up, or is he trying to keep it top secret?
I don't really know her last name. She competes a lot in jiu-jitsu tournaments. She's just, and she places. She travels everywhere. I don't know her last name. She goes by a whole bunch of names. It's just one of those things where we get in there, we train, and we leave. So she keeps me on my toes.
Excellent. Okay, well that's good to hear. How's the cut going? Because like you said, you had to reset things. I imagine everything's on point.
On point. On point. And I always knock on wood because anything could happen. I'm not anticipating it, but that's one area that I never want to have problems with. I want everybody to know that when they fight against me, they're going to go in and I am going to be the professional. I'm going to make weight for them.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I am going to have Jim West from MMA Gold. I'm going to have Eloy Garza, my boxing coach. I'm going to have Armando Perez, my everything else coach. Has been extraordinaire.
Yeah, no, it's good to keep things the same as you said, especially for the corner. So how do you see this fight unfolding on March 9th?
I really think this is going to be one of those exciting fights. I think it's unique that we get to go to Kansas. I've never been to Kansas. And so I think they're going to be very excited, and we're going to draw off of that energy inside the arena.
And where do you feel like a win over Yana puts you in the grand scheme of things? I imagine the plan is if you come out of this unscathed, is to keep active because, like I said, the last fight was in July. I'm sure you would have liked to fight sooner than that.
No, I wouldn't have wanted to fight any sooner.
Okay.
We were just opening up our business in October, so I think everything happened the way it needed to happen. And as far as when there's a victory over Yana, who knows? I don't know what the UFC is doing right now. So I would hope they would consider me, for another top 10 opponent. Who knows? I'm not looking anywhere near what's going to happen after that. Right now, I just need to focus on Yana.
Okay, well, hypothetical, would you ever move up to 45? Because that looks like a wide open division right now that has no one knows what's going on with it.
Heck no.
No? You're good at 35. Okay, fair enough. Because Kat, obviously, who you fought last, did move up, and hopefully they'll do that rematch because that fight ended a little bit weird with her and Megan Anderson.
I don't walk around at a huge enough weight to compete with those girls who walk around at, say, 165, 170. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I won't go down to 125. I will kill myself trying to make that weight. I already struggle enough with 135, so I'm going to stay here.
Last question before I let you go. We're recording this before Valentine's Day. Are you and Amanda doing anything this year for the big day at all, or is that just another day on the calendar?
Valentine's Day is coming? What the heck? What day?
Yeah, it's coming up here soon. I don't know, because again, when you're in fight camp, the blinders are on. I know dates and times and everything don't really mean much, right?
No, I totally forgot. I know we're in February, but I kind of forgot. We really don't do a whole lot. He'll take me out to eat, and I'll have my little bitty salad with grilled chicken, and he'll have like a steak or something. So it's not really that much fun. But we try to do something special for each other, but we do it all the time anyway. So what does one day make a difference?
Exactly. But I'll tell you what will be fun. This matchup, it's coming up here March 9th. It is UFC on ESPN4 in Wichita, Kansas. Marion, it's great catching up with you. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Definitely contact me on Twitter at Marion Reneau or the Belizean Bruiser. I am on Instagram as well, but Twitter is the best place to connect with me. And I do want to send a shout out to XGuard, my one and only sponsor, but they've been my sponsor since before I even started fighting for the UFC. So absolutely 100% thank you.